Hey guys, how's it going? tmanplays here, and today I actually have a tournament game today. This is part of the SDL February monthly tournament that I'm a part of, and it's a Swiss style tournament. This is my first match, and you'll see we're playing the 39th, and we're versus the 82nd Airborne. It says Nobi, but this is actually Blitz War. He hasn't changed his name yet in the first game. It'll be corrected in the second match. But for some reason, these tournament games seem to get my nerves up a little bit. As you'll see, I've already forgot a T62 in the back. Um, Nerves aside, though, we're going to see how we do. You'll see on the left side, I just have some recon, AA, command vehicle, and a BMP3. Not much going to the left here. Three BMP3s going to the right, with some Superi RPO going to this little tree line, and an OSA for AA. And I also bought this Su-25 rocket to help just clean up a little bit where I see things. So I did spot his Phantom here. So I'm trying to bait him over my AA with my Su-25. And I have enough points now where I can buy this MiG here. So you'll see. Catch him off guard. Able to get some good hits in. Try and engage him with the Su-25. Can't get any shots on target though. But the MiG-23 here, going to be able to get on the side, clean that up real nicely. And right off the bat, starting with a positive trade, we're also at a positive tick here. So now I kind of have free airspace to move around with this Su-25 since I've taken out one of his Phantoms. Not really sure why he's using the Phantoms. The F-15 obviously a lot better. Maybe just using that as kind of a cheap aircraft since the F-15C is very expensive. But we're going to spot the ATES here. Go to town with the Su-25. That's a very easy kill for me. I also see the Chinook, so I know he landed some infantry here. BMP3s, gonna make a little bit of a mistake here. They're being fired at with this, military police. And right off the bat, I'm gonna lose one of the BMP3s. I do manage to pull back the other one though. Su-25, this is why I have it. So then we're going to be targeting this other military police shortly. The MP3 here providing nice fire support. And Su-25 takes care of the military police. On the left-hand side here, I see his transport going across, so I know he has some type of infantry here. But overall, just playing very defensive on this side. Putting all my concentration on the right because I know him playing an airborne. If I take him out of this right-hand side, he basically won't be able to compete at all on the left, and I didn't expect him to push here at all, so that's why we're mainly defensive. Do get hit by a Stinger from the side, so had to be mindful of that in the future. But Motostrelki should be able to clean up the military police. Other Motostrelki here. Gonna be moving up to this side. I do bring up a recon helicopter to make sure he's not trying to sneak anything behind my line here. Another Su-25 rocket coming in just to help clean up some of this infantry in the town. I spot these transports coming over, so I'm going to try and shift target all of these. He does bring an aircraft of his own, so we're going to bring the MiG for that. Take out one of the transports, injure the airborne engineers on the other, but the A-10 takes us out. MiG-23 here, going to be trying to take out that A-10. Not going to be able to do enough though. Going to get hit by some Avengers in response, but it is going to make it out. But overall, infantry still doing a good job in this town area. And we spotted the arrow rifles now on the right. Because he did have the infantry over here, I'm just moving over this Mi-8 to make sure he's not sneaking behind me. Bringing up a helicopter to help deal with infantry in here, as well as moving across the BMP-3 for fire support. So if his infantry shows up, the BMP-3 can help assist. Recon has spotted his LRS. We're going to pull that back in case he has anything on the tree line, because I don't just want this to die. It's pretty important to keep my recon alive. We do lose a BMP-3 here. Not sure to what. And you'll see I'm now rerouting one of these BMP-3s to the left because I realize I don't really have a lot over here. maybe he's building up some forces. Just want to have the extra security. And the other one going to be moving to this position just so it can see along this road. So at this point, I know I've pretty much pushed him out of the town area. So I'm ordering up some more BMP3s to basically put here and here, move the infantry through here, basically get full control of this area. Helicopter now arriving. And he does have these airborne engineers, airborne dragons, but the BTR here doing a fantastic job of suppressing those, making it really easy for my superior RPO to clean those up. Moving back to recon now that the LRS isn't spotted anymore. Trying to see into his tree line some more. Trying to take out these arrow rifles. A little difficult to deal with though, just because of the line of sight and everything. Helicopter can't really get shots on, and it's just kind of a confusing situation. But gonna see the Stingers fire at us, and we're gonna start putting rockets on those. Take those out. We see that he has another A-10 coming in. But now I've bought an Su-27. So that's going to come in, try and get some hits. Fortunately, though, going to pretty much miss every single missile except for the last one. And it's going to leave it on 1 bit of health. So that was very disappointing not to get the kill there. And now my opponent moving some Avengers into this tree line. Going to make it difficult for my planes evacing in the future. BMP-3, though, in a great spot here to shut down this infantry pushing on us. That's just going to be no problem for me. And at this point, we've pretty much taken out his presence on the right side town area. We see he is moving up some more infantry on this left-hand side, but now I had the recon helicopter here, so I'm feeling pretty confident about what I can see. Helicopter, just kind of scouting for stingers or what kind of AA presence he has, and just helping to deal with the infantry in the open, as well as moving up these Motostrelki just to keep them from entering the town. Do spot an Apache though, so I'm going to move this BMP-3 as close as I can in this tree line. Cluster coming in here. This would have been deadly, but I spotted it in just enough time. See, I originally had this on attack move, saw him drop, just had to try and move everything out of the way as quickly as possible. Supply vehicle, gonna get caught, but we save our CV and our OSA there. So that's very nice. F-15C Eagle there. Flying right over the AA, but because I was moving it, wasn't really able to get shots on target there. So we do see now a machine gunner firing at my recon here. And I didn't notice this at the time, but there appears to be some infantry in my back line. Would have been nice if I would have spotted that, but I did not spot that. I was very concentrated on orders over here. As you see, I'm placing a lot of orders on this right-hand side. Just trying to push him out of this town, since he did put a CV back in here. My priority is just to basically keep up the pressure on here, because if he gets back in here, being airborne, this is his strong side. So I want to push him out of here as quickly as possible. Not too worried about the left-hand side again. As you'll see, all my reinforcements are basically coming in on the right-hand side. And never noticed my lonely T-62 in the back here. That would have been nice to have, but I forgot about giving him an order. So BTR there, going to suppress the infantry, keep it from killing it. But again, I did not notice this at the time. You'll see I'm just strengthening my position in this town, getting infantry basically in all 4 corners. I now have a Conquerors up, so he can't, well, the smoke's obscuring the line of sight, but basically can see all over this area. He won't be able to push up any infantry here or vehicles and whatnot. Planes coming in. Another F-15C Eagle, so he does have him in the deck. OSA gets a nice shot there. We wait for that to evac, and then we call in our own fighter aircraft, going for this A-10 here. Are going to end up taking that out, but he does take out my CV in the process because this infantry here could actually see that. You'll see now his infantry making a move. But our gains on the right side are pretty much negating any advantage he has on this side. So you'll see now I'm pretty much pushing him out of the zone. I know I've got him now. Have my helicopter being rerouted over here because now I spot what's actually happening. Order up a new command infantry so it's less likely to get spotted. And there's this CV, which is going to get taken out. BMP3 moving just to help spot. And you'll see I'm going to now do a bunch of Q orders on this MI8 to try and spot anything else that he's snuck behind my line. I'm also ordering up another helicopter to sit back here to make sure he doesn't cut off my reinforcement route, as I'm starting to bring up better equipment for this side in order to kind of push him out over here, since I'm feeling very comfortable on the right hand side. You don't want to just get comfortable and like sit on an advantage. So whenever you feel like you have solid control of one side, you should really start either defending or attacking on the other side, rather than just kind of sit here and hone my +2 advantage once I countercap this. So I do spot the tow here. That's going to keep me from advancing any armor across this field. You'll see I'm trying to move my BMP3s to put some fire on that, smoking this one off, moving this one out. Just trying to keep him distracted on targets, but not doing any damage, so I'm just going to wait and call in a bombing strike for that later. My opponent does have a lot of infantry on this right-hand side, so now I'm moving resources to the right just to make sure he doesn't kind of push through this area. And I'm calling out the Su-25 to help with that. The Apache here, though, going to be a very tempting target, so you'll see I'll start swinging my Su-25 around. My plan here was get the airborne, then the Apache. The Apache kept going, but the Apache actually stops and kind of comes back. So as soon as our Su-25 kills these airborne, it's only going to get a few shots on the Apache. It leaves it with 1 bit of health, so we're going to have to swing back around for that. And by this point, our command infantry gets in here for the counter cap. Nothing really important going on the right-hand side. Just basically firm control. We know he has a presence here. We know he has tows here. I'm fine with this. And now we're just cleaning up what the Apache on this side. And moving in some RAA for our future push. T-62 still sitting back there. See, he has another Apache here. And I see the aircraft coming. I'm trying to bait him over my OSA here. Our Su-27. Going to be able to get the kill there. And we actually keep our Su-25 alive as well. So that's super nice trade for us. And while this one's evacing, I'm sending in another one to take out this Apache. Because the more Apaches I take out, the less advantage in helicopters he's going to have over me. It's very important to just deal with these Apaches as quickly as possible. And I feel pretty confident that I can take it out with my Su-25. So we'll see, just going to target that Apache. But there is going to be an Avenger right in the hillside there that's going to take out my Su-25. So that's going to keep me from further advancing aircraft over here until I somehow deal with that. And you'll see he's just kind of pushing with military police, but I got Motostrelki in decent positions. I was bringing over this OSA just to sit in this little tree line to deal with the Apache, just in case my Su-25 didn't kill it, but we did, so now we're just going to pull that back, keep it in reserve, and we see that he has some infantry back here now, so we're going to try and spot that with our Motostrelki and get fire support with our BMP3. And you'll see on this left-hand side, now bring up multiple BMP3s, another T-80BV, just to kind of sit behind this tree line for a future push. So, resupplying my infantry over here now, since he's kind of pushing me out. I'm fine with just kind of holding this area, and if he caps, I can just kind of push him out over and over and over again. That's not a big issue, but if I can't lose this area, so that's why it's important that I resupply these RPOs, keep them alive. And I'm moving across this helicopter here to help deal with the airborne. but our motor Shoki goes down, so we can't spot that anymore. And I know there's an Avenger here, so I don't want to push up my helicopters too far. But if the Avenger comes to me, this helicopter should be able to deal with it, as well as the BMP-3 here. Left-hand side, I was just kind of scouting with Mi-24V. I was going to go for his artillery, but then I was like, well, he has the F-15, so he could easily call out to deal with this, so I'm just going to kind of leave this in reserve for now, maybe bait out an F-15 that I can then take out with aircraft. That was kind of the goal with this. And now our pushing force is arriving on the left-hand side, ordering up another recon, as I decided not to bomb this area, that it would be too expensive, so I decided I'd just push across the Sapuri here. Since it's just a tow squad, the Sapuri will be able to easily take him out. So you'll see just moving them in. But the Avenger here, with these heavy machine guns, as you'll see, they'll start doing a lot of damage to my Sapuri here. I thought I would actually be able to make it before they got stunned down, but now with the military police fire support and being stunned, we're just getting absolutely chewed up in the open. So, not too great. I try kind of moving them away, get them out of line of sight, but the machine gun of the Avenger here going to be able to finish those off. Ordered up another motor Stroke here that I can unload, send to this town. BMP-3 can use fire support on that. And because of the Avenger here, I decided to pull back. My helicopters didn't want him getting sniped from the side of the mountain. Left-hand side, though, our push has started to commence. So see, I'm just kind of moving across infantry and whatnot, spotting what he has. Right-hand side, he tries a counter push into my area, but now I have a solid line of infantry here. And with the RPOs and the ability to get resupplied, he's not really going to be able to do anything over there. Moving across my helicopter to support this push, as well as getting more recon up for my Sapuri that died. Aircraft here, trying to go for this F-15. Gonna get some nice shots on target. Gonna take out another F-15. That negates a big advantage that he has in the air. And we're gonna evac those safely. We'll see BMP-3 doing a great job on the fire support on this side. Moving across my BTRs to kind of help a little bit. And on this side, the recon here, spotting kind of just a machine gunner. He doesn't really have much in this tree line, so that's going to give me the motivation to push up all my armor, as well as backed up by my AA. And because he's kind of pushing on this side, it's perfect that I just started to counter push on this side, because now his micro is going to be distracted over here while I'm basically focusing on this left-hand side. You'll see here, though, I do kind of slip up, allow some toe shots on my T-80BV there. Moved up the BTR to spot that and deal with it. Another toe ends up hitting, though. We do end up dodging the cluster strike, though. It was just kind of a missed target on his part. And our helicopter here, actually, moving up. Basically, I was going to kind of cut off his spawn road at this point. Since I'm pushing here, I'm not thinking he's really going to be putting AA. So we can kind of cut him off. Right-hand side, just kind of pulling back my forces as I lost almost all my infantry. And I'm hovering around a MiG in the back in case he brings out air. And getting a bomber for these Abrams. So push going decently, but now he's going to call out the Apaches. Bomber here, gonna get a nice strike on the IP. Stinger there. Osos trying to deal with these Apaches. One of them runs out of ammunition, though. The other able to clean up. And so far our push has been okay, but because it's a tournament game and I seem to get pretty bad with my micro. I haven't really microed this to the best of my ability, so we lost a lot more units than necessary. But we still have our T80s. We still have two BMP3s in the front. We still have our OSAs in the back. I kept alive the T80BV that was on 1 HP that we're bringing up a supply to repair. So overall, still in a very good spot. We traded extremely well to this point. We have around 1,000-point lead at the moment. And you'll see we're trying to take out another Apache here with our OSA. Take out it. Get some good hits with the MiG there. Didn't micro my tank smoke there, as A10 does get some shots on my OSA, but we end up taking that out just in time because this one only has one missile left. And as he tries to get behind my line, because I have recon here, BMP3 able just to shred anything. Did order up some more infantry here to get control back of the town area. Infantry in the open, gonna get slaughtered by the Su-25. And I saw a Stinger in here. BTR gonna be perfect for that, as the Stingers have no AT. Bringing up reinforcements, but our BMP3 gonna be able to cut those off. And you'll see we actually spot an Engineer Dragon, but that's also very good because these have a 350-meter minimum range. So our BTR are just able to get some very nice hits at close range. Motoshoki moving across to get control of the building. Because I see he's got a lot of stuff over here, moving across the Su-25 rocket just to help. I want to deal with this Sheridan because it's kind of causing my T-62 some issues. So we're just going to prioritize that, take that out, and then pull it back. He does have a lot of AA though, so we're going to have to evac that. Although on this left-hand side, we basically have full control now. Our BTR has pushed out all his infantry there, calling up some more recon for our tanks. We have our AA support in the rear. And on the right-hand side, seeing that he just has engineers here, pushing across the BTRs to deal with those. Finally decided to bomb this area, and now you'll see I move across these BMP3s, as well as this one, because he no longer has AT capability here with the tow. So now our BMP3s can absolutely destroy him in the open. So you'll see I'm just moving across all this armor now, as well as pushing Motoshokis straight through the middle. Moving across my tanks now to take advantage of this, and moving some BTRs to spot where his CV is in this area, and that is going to be a surrender from him. So pretty good KD, almost a 2-for-1. But GG to Blitzwar. This is actually his first tournament, so job well done, and I'll cast the second game shortly. So hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.